Son, do you ever felt like the harder you try to connect with someone, the more they seem to pull away? Maybe you've been in a situation where you wanted someone's attention, someone ambitious, disciplined, and focused, but they seemed distant, like their mind was always elsewhere. Why does this happen? Why do high-value men seem to ignore women, even when the connection is there? Let's take a moment to look at a man like Elon Musk. You might know him as the visionary behind Tesla and SpaceX, but behind the success is a man who's struggled to balance relationships with his relentless ambition. Musk himself has admitted that his work demands often leave little room for personal connections. The question isn't about whether he cares, it's about where his focus lies. High-value men aren't ignoring women because they don't value relationships, they're doing so because they value their purpose more. These men are defined by three key traits. Ambition. They have clear goals and work tirelessly to achieve them. Discipline. They stick to routines and habits that foster growth, avoiding distractions at all costs. Self-sufficiency. Emotionally and financially they rely on themselves, which makes them less dependent on external validation. Imagine being a woman who's genuinely interested in a high-value man, but unknowingly, some behaviors might push him away. Excessive need for attention. It conflicts with his focus-driven mindset. Misinterpretation of priorities, assuming his lack of availability is disinterest, rather than dedication to his mission. Challenging boundaries. High-value men protect their time and energy, and when those boundaries are tested, they retreat. Think about Cristiano Ronaldo. He's not just one of the greatest footballers in history, he's also a man deeply dedicated to his craft. His rigorous training schedule, his family values, and his discipline are non-negotiable. For him, relationships must support, not compete with, his mission. And this is a common thread among high-value men. They prioritize what aligns with their purpose. Society has also played a role in shaping these dynamics. Over time, cultural expectations for men have evolved. Modern society encourages men to focus on their dreams first, and relationships often take a backseat. The rise of self-improvement movements, hustle culture, and the glorification of success have redefined what it means to be a high-value man. At the same time, women may expect emotional availability, but high-value men channel their emotions into their work. This clash of expectations creates tension in relationships, making understanding and communication even more crucial. Did you know that studies show high-achieving individuals often struggle to maintain relationships? According to research, over 50% of entrepreneurs and CEOs report challenges in balancing personal and professional life. This isn't because they don't care, it's because their energy is consumed by building something bigger than themselves. What's the takeaway here? If you're a man striving to be high value, know that it's okay to prioritize your purpose, but remember, relationships can enhance your journey when they're with the right person. And if you're a woman, understand that a high-value man's focus isn't rejection. It's a reflection of his discipline and ambition. Ultimately, relationships thrive when both partners respect each other's priorities. High-value men don't ignore women, they align their relationships with their goals. The question is, can we learn to support each other's journeys? When you hear the phrase high-value men ignore women, it might sound harsh, even disrespectful. But let's take a step back and truly understand what this means. Is it indifference? Dislike? No. It's about something much deeper: prioritization. For high-value men, ignoring isn't about dismissing women or relationships, it's about aligning with their purpose. These men are laser-focused on their goals, self-improvement, and long-term ambitions. Relationships, while important, aren't distractions for them, they're choices. And if a relationship doesn't fit into their mission, They set boundaries to protect their time and energy. Let's break down the difference. Ignoring this is avoidance, often driven by indifference or even disrespect. It's dismissive and leaves no room for mutual understanding. Setting boundaries, on the other hand, boundaries are about clarity. High-value men communicate their priorities openly. They limit emotional or physical availability not out of rudeness but out of respect for themselves and their mission. Think about a man training for a marathon. He isn't ignoring his loved ones when he declines late-night plans. He's simply choosing to protect his energy for the bigger goal. That's boundary setting, not rejection. There are a lot of myths surrounding this mindset. Let's address a few. Myth 1. High-value men hate women. Reality, this couldn't be further from the truth. These men value women but are selective about who they let into their lives. It's about quality, not quantity. Myth 2. Ignoring women is toxic behavior. Reality, protecting one's focus and mental well-being isn't toxic, it's self-preservation. High-value men aren't avoiding women, they're avoiding distractions. Myth 3. They're emotionally unavailable. Reality, emotional availability is reserved for meaningful relationships. These men invest deeply where it truly matters. Now here's something surprising: this mindset benefits not just men, but women too. For men, it allows them to grow, succeed, and reach their full potential without distractions. And when they're ready for relationships, they bring stability and emotional maturity to the table. For women, it inspires independence and self-sufficiency, attracting partners who are equally goal-oriented and emotionally mature. For relationships, when boundaries are respected, connections become stronger and more meaningful. A relationship built on mutual respect and aligned priorities is always more fulfilling. Imagine living in a time when a man's worth was measured by his ability to provide for a family, to protect, and to fulfill his role as a father or husband. In those days, his priorities were clear: career, family, and duty. But over time, that has evolved. Today, many men are more focused on personal growth, self-improvement, and long-term goals. What changed? Let's take a journey through time to understand how male priorities shifted and why it matters now. For centuries, men's roles were clearly defined. Traditional roles: men were providers. They worked tirelessly to support their families, and their value was tied to the security they could offer. The idea of a man's identity being wrapped up in his family life was a societal norm. Relationships were a priority, as family was the heart of a man's life. Industrial Revolution and beyond. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, men moved away from rural, family-oriented lives to cities where the economy revolved around productivity and career. As industry grew, so did the emphasis on career success. Men began seeking opportunities that would give them financial independence. But it also brought a challenge: how to balance this new world of work with old familial duties. The 20th century, the world saw more wars and upheaval. And in the post-war years, men juggled the pressures of rebuilding nations and striving for career success. But even then, there was this idea that a man had to live up to his duties as a provider first and foremost. High-value men aren't ignoring relationships out of a lack of love, they're simply driven by a mission. They have a clear sense of purpose, and they know that to achieve greatness, focus is key. Relationships, however meaningful, can often be seen as distractions that could derail their journey. Think about Elon Musk, who has publicly shared the challenges of balancing his ambitions with personal relationships. His drive to send people to Mars, to push the boundaries of space exploration, requires all his attention. For high achievers like him, their mission takes priority over anything else. Setting boundaries is crucial. High-value men set clear limits around their time, energy, and mental space. They do this not out of selfishness, but out of necessity to protect their focus. Whether it's turning down social invitations or limiting emotional availability, these boundaries allow them to thrive in their personal and professional life without being distracted. For men, the benefits are clear. They're building a foundation for a successful life, focusing on career, health, and mental strength gives them the resources and stability they need when the right relationship comes along. But there's a downside. This intense focus can lead to loneliness. If they over-prioritize work and self-improvement, they risk missing out on the joy of building meaningful connections. If you're a man watching this, understand that putting your purpose first doesn't mean you're rejecting relationships. It's about being prepared. Let's explore how to navigate this complex yet rewarding dynamic. Define your purpose clearly. The first step is defining your purpose. High-value men know exactly what they're working toward, and this clarity makes it easier to set boundaries without feeling guilty. If your mission is clear, it becomes a natural filter allowing you to prioritize what truly matters, including the right relationships. Set clear boundaries. Being honest and transparent about your priorities is vital. When you're focusing on your personal goals, communicate this to others in a way that's respectful but firm. Setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about making sure that you don't get derailed by distractions. Schedule time for relationships. Balance is everything. While your mission might come first, it's important to schedule quality time for relationships that add value to your life. You don't have to be available 24/7, but make time for meaningful connections that help you grow as a person. Choose relationships wisely. Surround yourself with people who respect your ambitions and share your values. Avoid relationships that demand constant attention without adding value to your personal growth. Self-reflection. Finally, take time to reflect on whether your focus on self-growth is leading to isolation. Personal growth doesn't have to mean being alone. It's about finding the balance between achieving your goals and nurturing meaningful relationships. Take the example of entrepreneurs, people like Elon Musk, who worked 120-hour weeks in the early days of Tesla to make his vision a reality. He sacrificed social events and personal distractions to stay laser-focused on his mission. That kind of dedication can lead to immense success. By setting firm boundaries and focusing on their goals, both entrepreneurs and athletes have achieved massive success. And over time, they've attracted relationships that align with their growth. Success often comes before the right relationships, but when the time is right, they are able to offer stability and commitment. You don't have to wait around for him to notice you. Develop your own purpose and passions. A strong, independent woman aligns better with a high-value man's journey, and your growth will naturally complement his. Instead of demanding time, offer your support. Encourage her to pursue his goals while you continue to grow on your own path. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect and understanding, not competition or distraction.